Little birdie told me. My friends, this morning I watched one heck of a Nintendo Direct. I am still feeling warm and fuzzy on the inside. I'm buzzing with energy because I got one of my big, huge, amazing things. I got Metroid Dread. Oh gosh, it's everything I could have wanted. And that's incredible. And so that's enough to make it incredible. And then we got other cool stuff. People got the WarioWare and the Mario Party and all that stuff. And then at the end, oh, us Zelda fans, we got a nice, juicy tidbit of the sequel to Breath of the Wild. We didn't get a big exact release date or a title, or it wasn't a giant, explodey, amazing reveal trailer, but we got something. We got lots of stuff to look at, mull over. After this, I'll be recording a whole video, looking at the trailer, looking at all the new stuff. I'm on cloud nine, just on cloud nine right now. Absolutely so wonderfully happy. But unfortunately, within that absolutely terrific Nintendo Direct, there was a little teeny tiny tidbit that left me feeling quite disappointed. This tidbit took place within the Zelda portion. The last 8 minutes or so of the Direct was dedicated to Zelda, which was cool. We got the Breath of the Wild 2 footage. We got the Age of Calamity DLC stuff. And then we got the little thing on the Zelda Game & Watch. And for me, it does nothing for me. You probably just already know me and my tastes relatively well, possibly. And if you can see in the full E3 discussion video that I did, yeah, it's not my thing. I don't care that much. It's kind of cool. It's got 3 games on it. It's cool that they did 1 and 2 and Link's Awakening. That's kind of nice. It wasn't like just Zelda 1 or just 1 and 2. It's cool. All right. It's fine. My disappointment does not come from this thing exactly, but instead the context within which we are receiving this thing, and also something that Aonuma said when he revealed it. I'm sure it's gonna get around more and more. We're still all buzzing from the excitement, throughout the days ahead, we're all gonna be talking about it. But at least so far, I've not seen a lot of people directly even notice that he said this. I know I was super excited and begging for Breath of the Wild 2 at the moment, so it kind of almost slipped by me, but I went back and I confirmed what I was afraid I had heard on the first pass. He said that this little Zelda Game & Watch, he said that beyond this, he explicitly said, we have no other campaigns or games for Switch planned. And of course he was referring to Zelda, specifically the 35th anniversary of Zelda. He basically just said, this is it. This is it right here. And yeah, it's kind of shocking. And in the midst of all of this awesomeness, I have to say, very, very, very disappointing. Mario got so much love, and I get it. He's Mario. He's Nintendo's mascot. He's big. He's always been bigger than Zelda. Overall, he'll probably always be bigger than Zelda. But Zelda's also pretty darn big. Zelda is also very, very beloved. And need I remind Nintendo that Breath of the Wild, right now, the Switch is two of their big flagship titles. It's Mario and it's Zelda. It's Odyssey and it's Breath of the Wild. Right now, Breath of the Wild has actually outsold Odyssey. Not by a ton, but it has, and that is big. That's something that's never happened before in the history of both of these series. Mario always outsells Zelda, but the fact that Zelda's still growing. Zelda has always been decently big, and now it's getting even bigger. It is more beloved than ever. Zelda is a big deal. So if Nintendo, it's just disappointing to see Mario get so much love and see Zelda not really. With Mario, it was just so much. In a year of no Nintendo Directs, basically, he got a whole entire Nintendo Direct just dedicated to him because they had so many products and services and even just merchandise and stuff. Just so much different celebratory content. I never expected that Zelda would get as much, but I thought it would at least be maybe somewhere almost close to as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't even 100% sure if it would get its own direct, you know. Usually when Nintendo does something, it doesn't mean they'll do it again. Just because Mario got an Anniversary Direct didn't necessarily mean Zelda would get an Anniversary Direct too. So I wasn't really sure if they were going to put Anniversary stuff in this Direct, this E3 Direct, or if they were going to just give us a little bit of something and then wait for later. And I thought that was most likely. Like, okay, you know, like I even predicted as much, like show a little bit of Breath of the Wild and show Skyward Sword, and people will buy that in July. And then maybe after that, they can do the big Anniversary Direct where they can announce maybe a couple more remasters or something, because then people will have already bought Skyward Sword and they can really give it to us. Because like earlier in the year, we were expecting Anniversary stuff and it didn't come, and it was like, okay, it's probably because Mario's Anniversary technically runs through March 31st, the end of the fiscal year, but after that it's gonna happen. And then it didn't happen, and then E3 was coming up. Okay, well, maybe it'll happen at E3, but if it doesn't, maybe later. So it's like, on the one hand, it's good that they told us if they didn't have any plans. Okay, it's better than just hanging on until next, you know, March 31st, 2022 and just being like, where was the stuff? It's nice that they told us in a sense, but it's still, why? I just have to ask the question, why? And like, I mean, this is it. This Zelda Game & Watch, that's, I mean, maybe there will be more stuff. Maybe there will be, I mean, you know, they can announce anything at any time. Maybe there will be more in the way of like merch or toys or something. Maybe there'll be like a thing like Mario Kart Live where it's a toy and kind of a video game. I'm not really counting on it. He specifically said campaigns and Switch games, which is like, you know, the main thing, the main thing that you expect. Zelda Game & Watch. And I can't even necessarily, I mean, like you could, like they had the opportunity to roll a lot of Zelda stuff into a Zelda Anniversary thing. You could kind of staple it on, like, oh, you know, Age of Calamity DLC, there you go. Breath of the Wild 2, Skyward Sword, that's all that stuff, but really no. It's really not. Skyward Sword HD is probably something that they were already planning on doing. They did Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Wii U. It only makes sense to do Skyward Sword on the Switch. And then like Breath of the Wild 2, like that's something they were gonna do anyway. Age of Calamity DLC, if there was no Anniversary this year, probably would have all gone the same exact way. Skyward Sword is a maybe. There's a chance they wanted to do that for the Anniversary. But so that's like a maybe, and then you have the Zelda Game & Watch. That's just like, that's it. With Mario 35, 3D All-Stars collection, all the toys, all the Lego, and the Mario Kart home circuit, like all of these things were kind of branded as Mario 35th Anniversary things. Specifically, we did a bunch of extra stuff this year to celebrate Mario. So why does Zelda not get the same thing? Especially when there's so much potential, especially when we are begging, just begging Nintendo's feet, just begging for more legacy content and more things. You already made Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. They're dead on the Wii U. They sold decently well, but like, come on, give them new life on the Switch. I mean, technically that could still happen later. Any number of things could happen later. Of course. I don't know. The whole point of this video is just to say, that's so weird. And it's so incredibly disappointing. And it's so sad to have such a disappointing little tidbit in such a good Nintendo Direct. The 35th anniversary is a big deal. Zelda is a big, big deal. So really, Zelda Game & Watch, that's it? Just be like, hey, we're going to give you this, and then nothing else. We got it. Just like, don't get your hopes up. We got nothing else planned. No other collections, no other anything. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And it's very anticlimactic. We've been kind of waiting for the Zelda Anniversary stuff this whole time. And now, and then even just like comedically, the idea that like, oh, what's the one thing we're going to get for Zelda Anniversary? And he pulls this like tiny little thing out of his pocket. And it's like, oh, Zelda Game & Watch, huh? Yeah, like, even just that by itself, it's just kind of funny. Mario gets his whole entire own Direct and all this different stuff, and Zelda gets a footnote. Gets a footnote in an E3 Direct, and then a little thing. And you know what? I still see Mario Game & Watches at the store. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo just did a good job of stocking them, but I don't know what the demand for that kind of thing is actually like, I still see them out in the wild. And so, I don't know, maybe the Zelda one will sell better because it's got 3 games, and it's 3, like, you know, big adventure games, Zelda games. They're pretty cool. They're pretty big. But that's like it. I mean, like, can we expect toys or shirts or whatever? I mean, even 10 years ago for the 25th anniversary, they had a whole concert tour. They did that Ballad of the Goddess tour just like forever. It went all over. I never got to go, but like someone gave me the soundtrack, and it's incredible. It sounds awesome. So where's the same love? Where's the Zelda 35, the game? Where's the thing where we all get to play the first Zelda game with 35 people? I knew that was a long shot. Honestly, I knew that probably was not super duper likely, but I don't know, anything like that would just be fun. Any kind of fun extra little thing. I don't know. Now I'm going around in circles, so just it's disappointing, right? I mean, like, right? Go head on down to the comments and let me know what you think. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe try to brainstorm the kind of stuff that you would make if you were celebrating Zelda's 35th anniversary. What kind of stuff would you like to see? I just go to legacy content. Like, honestly, that's the one thing I go to. Even all the merch and stuff, like, that's cool and that's fun, but for me, it's just the games. That's like, when you're talking about game series, nothing is more important than the games. And when you want people to get into your series, nothing is more important than letting people play the games in the series. I mean, even if it wasn't going to be a big classic collection, even if it was just going to be like separate releases of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker or something, that'd be cool. Again, it still could happen in the future, but maybe they just didn't want to take attention away from Skyward Sword, yada, yada, yada. I think a 2-pack, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess for $60, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a great deal right there. I don't know the $60 stuff. I think that'd be great. But I could talk about it all day. It was still a good direct. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm making all this other content, so. And again, right now, I'm going to turn off the microphone and go and record the thing with the trailer. Because you see that trailer? It was pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Okay, see you later. Have a good day. Goodbye.